Can you even hear me? I feel like I'm being so shy. My throat really hurts, and I'm not sure why, but it does. Anyways, I pulled up today because okay, let's start here. The whole reason I started this podcast... Also, I took the muffler off today, I'm sorry, because I haven't tried to sing forever, and I want to make sure it doesn't die. Because last time, half of my audio was gone, and I felt really bad. So the whole reason I started this podcast, really, is because a lot of nights, I will just be laying in my bed, and then I'll, be scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and I'll come across, a thought-provoking short, I'll just be I'll take my earbud out, and I will turn onto my back, and I will stare at the ceiling, and I will just whisper to myself for, an hour about this random fucking thing that, I'm realizing, or that I just feel like I should talk about to myself. I talk to myself 24/7. If I'm in the shower, I'm going through my routine. I'll be now I put the shampoo in, and then I do the conditioner, and then I like to dry my hair like this. And it's who are you talking to? And I'll try to be explaining something to myself that I already understand, and I'll just be that probably didn't make sense, I'm sorry. And then I'm oh, but it doesn't fucking matter because I'm explaining it to myself, and I get it. So, lately, literally, damn, she's a fast walker, the old lady. Ever since I started this podcast, that stopped, which is really upsetting because I was gonna tell you those, thought-provoking things and, what I would lay and stare at my ceiling talking about every night. But then the second that I started to do a podcast, I lost that, and I don't know why. And I would do some introspection on that and, try to figure that out, but it just doesn't simply make sense. I think it just is a coincidence. But I don't have that anymore. And today, the only thing that I did that about, I turned over on my back and took my earbud out, and I talked to myself, was about that. I was why can't I do this anymore? Why aren't my thoughts flowing anymore? I'm a very introspective person. I love psychology. I love to talk to myself about psychology and what I'm feeling and what I think of the world. But with this podcast being new, I actually feel a lot of my free-flowing thoughts might have stopped a little bit from podcasting. This isn't me being I'm not going to podcast anymore. No, I just need to figure this shit out. I'm still going to post every week. But because this podcast is so new and I'm trying to let it grow for a while, I don't want to talk about politics too much. And that's hard for my brain. A lot of my big thoughts are about politics, actually. I'm a very political thinking person. I'm kind of doomsday about it, not gonna lie. So I don't like to talk about politics on this podcast. I will, one day, hopefully, have the audience where I feel free to do that. But right now, I just don't want to harm the growth. So I try to keep it not political, which is hard because that is a lot of what I lay in my bed at night and think about. So I think that's kind of a lot of the reason that I am struggling to have thoughts to put into the podcast. And I've realized, you know how in my first video, I was I want this podcast to be like Madeline Argy's podcast. I want to talk about thoughts and feelings and interesting psychological things, And I realized now, what am I on? I just posted my 6th or 7th episode. And I'm I'm just yapping about stories. That's not what I wanted, and that's not really all that interesting, in my opinion. It'll get me so far, but then it's not, that doesn't draw in more viewers. And the only reason my first video has so many views, I think, is just because YouTube's algorithm was this is a brand new creator, let's push it out. But now it doesn't do that anymore because it's not my first episode. So, I am really trying to work on that. Where's this old lady going? There's a whole sidewalk, and she's just walking in a soggy field instead. Okay. So I really want to... Oh, shit, she's running. I have never seen someone run like that. Oh, that was really funny to watch. Where are you going? She doesn't even, have a dog or anything. Like, she sat in her car for like 10 minutes, and then she got out and started walking the, like, circle path. But now she's just in the middle of the fucking field, like, running and then walking. What are you doing? And it's disgusting weather. I don't even know. People are so weird at the park. Given I am too. I'm at the park talking to myself, but it's fine. What was I saying? I really need to get away from the storytelling in my podcast. Like, telling a fucking story is fine every once in a while, but that's not what I want it to be. I want to talk about interesting shit. So, I asked ChatGPT to help me. I was like, how should I do this? How should I get my thoughts flowing? And it was like, use stream of consciousness. And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not working. It's just storytelling. So I actually wrote a few things down in my notes that oh, she's done. She went back on the path and she was walking it, and then she just took a very jagged turn right back into the field. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause the video real quick so I can go look at my notes and see what I wrote down, because I already forgot. It was 5 minutes ago. Okay, so some of the things that I wrote down are senioritis, Richard, and that is a guy that's a regular at my place of work. I've probably talked about him before, but like, I could probably go on for forever about that creep. My dog dying and being a hypochondriac. Sorry if you can hear my phone buzzing. The work group chat is blowing up right now. They're trying to find a picture. That's great, guys. That's great. But I'm trying to film. I don't even know what time it is. That's fine. Which should we talk about first? Let's do... Did I say feminism is on there? Feminism is on there. Okay, we can start with hypochondriac. I am a hypochondriac. Hello. Hi. I think the main thing that I am always worrying about is cancer. And I haven't even firsthand witnessed cancer. Like, nobody that I've known has had cancer or died of cancer. Well, I guess my mom's cousin had cancer, but she's fine. But that's literally my only connection to cancer. Unless I have it. But I'm always scared of it. Like, I overanalyze, damn, it's a big dog. Shit. It's like a Great Dane with that tiny little lady. I overanalyze everything. Right now, I have a new birthmark. Can you see it? It's that brown spot right there. That's new. That hasn't always been there. And I noticed it like a few months ago, and I showed it to my mom, and she took a picture. And I really need to look at that picture and make sure it hasn't grown. And of course, I asked Google about it. And it seemed like mostly it was probably fine, but that's mainly supposed to happen when you're younger. You develop new birthmarks, and I'm about to be 18 in like 20 days. Less than that. Ew, less than that. So, I'm scared, because what if it's skin cancer? I'm just horrified, like, beyond belief. It's like at the forefront of my thoughts most days. I'm always thinking about what's wrong with me. And I'm like always a nauseous person. I have such a bad diet. I eat like shit. And I am naturally I have a very high metabolism. It runs in my family. My grandma was like that too. And I just can't gain weight. And so sometimes that leads me into a spiral of, is something actually wrong with me? Am I not eating right? And I'm not eating great, but like, I think I'm okay. I'm always thinking about it, and I see anything on my skin and I freak the fuck out and like, holy shit, that's cancer right there. And a lot of this probably does come from watching too much Grey's Anatomy. Good thing Grey's Anatomy is shit now, because I don't have to watch it anymore. But I do still watch it with my brother and my mom. But the new seasons are shit, and I don't want to watch them. They look shit. Except for, Teddy gets gay? Like, I want to see that, but it's honestly not worth it. Like, it looks so bad. And I tried to watch the new seasons, but I can't do it. So I feel like ever since like this new batch of interns came in with like the Yasuda and all the other ones, I don't remember any of their names, that's when it went down. Like, I love that girl, but that's when it all went downhill. You know? Because it was trying to reinvent itself with like a new group of interns that like moved into the intern house. It's like, nah, I'm okay. Have you guys seen the new series Pulse? I feel like I keep seeing news Google News about it. And it's like supposed to be like the new Grey's Anatomy. So maybe I'll watch that. It's supposed to be good, I guess. We do need a new Grey's Anatomy. What was I saying? See, hey, that was a stream of consciousness. I need to keep letting that happen because that's good for me. What was I saying? What else makes me feel like I'm gonna die? I don't know. There are many things, but I can't recall them all right now, which is fine. Okay. So then, see, I was hoping that my stream of consciousness would, like, flow longer than that, you know? Like, I need to heal. I think maybe it's my attention span is killed by TikTok. But I think I need to work on my stream of consciousness because that was really short. And that didn't go as long as I was wanting it to. And that makes me worry for my brain. See? And now, I'm not even kidding you. A thought just went through my mind that I have a tumor in my brain. I'm sure I don't. But whatever. And then there's, okay, being a hypochondriac, I feel like this isn't talked about, but being a hypochondriac, I feel like makes it less likely for me to get health care for myself. Because also I'm terrified of needles and doctors, so that doesn't really help. But I feel as though since every single day I find something to worry about with my health, and it's always like eventually dismissed, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm healthy. It's fine. I don't need to be stressing about this as much. Then I fear that something is actually going to be wrong that I've noticed, and like that is actually a bad thing that I've noticed, but I'm just going to dismiss it and be like, it's just the hypochondriac in me talking. Like, it's just anxiety. It's not actually something to be worried about. Like this fucking mole. That's what I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like, that's like something visible on me. That seems strange. So I'm like, am I just talking myself out of it by saying I'm a hypochondriac, but really there is something wrong with me? I don't know. And like, I asked my mom about it, and she's like, I promise that it's not skin cancer. And I'm like, you know what? 2 years ago, that would have been super comforting for me to hear you promise that, because I used to take my mom's promises like too hard. Like, if my mom promised something, I will believe it till my grave, but not anymore. 3 things my mom promised me when I was a kid. 1, she promised me that her and my dad would never get divorced. 2, she promised me I would go to heaven. 3, she promised me not that long ago that my dog was not about to die. The only one we don't have a conclusion on yet is if I'm going to heaven. We'll see about that. But obviously my parents are divorced. That really put a scar on my trust. And then my dog, this was like 2022. It was like, he died on the first day of 2022, I believe. My dog, Jax. He was just a puppy. He was a runt of the litter. He was like a Pomsky, so he was a Pomeranian Husky mix, and he wasn't one of the cute ones. He mixed poorly, I would say. He was cute, but he had an overbite, and he wasn't what you envision when you're picturing a Pomsky. Like, those things are cute. This one was not that cute. But I loved him, nonetheless. He was such a good boy, except for he was the runt, and he had so many kidney problems that he probably would have died from years later anyways, and he never learned how to be potty trained. He would always piss and shit in the house, and he was a menace. He would never stop tearing things up, so we literally locked him in our bathroom all day, every day while we were at school and work. And it's really depressing. I really hate that we did that to him. Like, that's what his life was, basically, because we had no other solution. We definitely should not have had that dog. He was not fit for our family. And I had this feeling the entire time that we had him that, like, we weren't supposed to, because when we went to pick him up, he wasn't the dog we were going for. There was another dog that we saw in his litter that we specifically went to pick up. And we were meeting all the puppies, you know, just playing around, having fun, and we were still planning on taking this one dog home. But then Jax laid his cute little head on my thigh, and I was like, Mom, Dad, we need this one, because it just fucking chose me. So we got that one, and the entire car ride home, we were seriously saying, like, should we turn around and get the other one? Should we turn around and get the other one? Like, none of us felt like it was right, but we were like, no, this one chose us. Like, this is fine. And he was a menace, and we love him. He was a good boy. He just had a lot of disability, I would say. But he was real cute in my heart. I don't know. The entire time, like, we had him, something just felt wrong. Like, I feel like fate is a thing, and your life is a little bit planned out, like, with wiggle room. But significant things are planned out in your life, like who you're gonna know, who's gonna be in your life. And he was not meant to be in our life, I don't think. So, how he died, we don't know exactly. One day, he just started to throw up a lot. Like, a lot. And my parents refused to take him to the vet. I was like, guys, he keeps throwing up. He's not an old dog. He should be healthy. Like, why does he keep throwing up? My mom was like, I'm not going to pay $300 to take him to the vet when he probably just needs to drink water. They're probably just going to tell us, make him drink water. And I was like, okay, fine. And then we finally did take him to the emergency vet when we realized, okay, maybe this isn't great. He seems a little bit unwell. And we took him to, well, no, maybe we took him to the normal vet, and they told us, hey, we don't really know what's happening, take him to the emergency vet. And then I started freaking the fuck out, and my parents were like, it's fine, they just don't know what's happening. And so we took him to the emergency vet, and they called us a few hours later that night, and they called my dad, and I was in the room with him and my mom, and we were watching a show. They called my dad, he didn't put it on speakerphone, and they told my dad that there was something in his stomach that blocked him up, and it was like, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but it fucked with all of his, like, internal organs and shit, and his digestive system, and it was basically irreparable unless we wanted to pay, like, $1,200 to make him basically a cyborg. And my dad was like, nope, we'll be in to see him. And I could hear from the tone on the phone and from my dad's tone and what he was saying that the news was bad and my dog was going to die. And just an hour earlier, I had been eating dinner, and my mom and dad both promised me, he's fine. It's not a big deal. He's going to be just fine. He'll be home in an hour. And I believed him. And so then I went fucking sobbing on the bathroom floor in my parents' room. I just ran in there, I shut the door, and this was the biggest break I've had in my life, even more than my parents divorcing. I ran to the bathroom, I was sobbing on the floor, I could not breathe. This was the biggest panic attack of my entire life. It was so painful. And my dad came in, he was like trying to comfort me, and I was like, fuck you, you said no. You're not gonna fix him, like, what the fuck? And then we went to go see, I thought I was gonna die. I genuinely thought I was gonna die. I had to go outside in the freezing fucking cold of January to breathe. It was bad. So we went to go see him as he was put down, and we said our goodbyes and shit. Anyways, like, sorry to, like, trauma dump. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know what I was talking about. Stream of consciousness. That was a really good stream of consciousness. Can we just acknowledge that was really good? That was really good. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. It was so good. Yes, like, that was storytelling, but it was getting me somewhere, to some point. What the point was, I don't know. Yes, promises. My family, yes, I don't believe my mom when she tells me promises anymore. So when she told me she promises that I don't have skin cancer, I don't believe that anymore. That's not comforting to me anymore. Her promises don't mean anything to me anymore. And they're not comforting. So I'm not comforted that I don't have skin cancer. I might. Who the hell knows? But I'm not going to go see a doctor about it because my mom doesn't think it's anything to be worried about. I'm just going to tell myself, like, it's just me being a hypochondriac. And it's just anxiety, and there's nothing actually wrong with me. And so then I'm not going to go to the doctor, and then I'm going to end up fucking dying of cancer because I never went to the doctor. And by the time I finally do go to the doctor, they'll be like, it's stage 4, it's too late. You hear? This is my stream of consciousness daily. I am such an anxious fucking person. Okay, she's not looking. So there's my hypochondria spelled out for ya. What else should we talk about? I have such an intense fear of my current dog dying. He is like the actual love of my life, and I've had him for a long time. Not since I can remember, but probably since I was like 7? No, 3. 5. I bet I was like 5 when we got him, because I don't remember getting him, but I remember the dog that we had before him. We got rid of that dog because my little brother was about to be born, and my mom was scared of our dog stepping on him, so we gave her to my uncle. But when Jax died, I had only had him for like 3 years, maybe even just 2, and I wasn't that attached to him. I wasn't as attached to him as I am to my dog right now, Wilson, right? So when he died, when Jax died, and I felt that insane pain like I was going to die, I was like, well, fuck. I know that I love Wilson more than I loved him, and I'm more attached to Wilson than him. What the fuck am I gonna feel when he dies? Like, I don't know how I am going to go on with my life when he dies. That feels like losing, like, a spouse to me, which is crazy, but I love that dog like my son. Well, maybe it feels like losing a son. Yeah. I just love him so insanely much. He has been there through, like, my entire everything. And I'm not saying this out of, like, he's dying. Like, he's actually very healthy. We just took him to the vet, like, a year ago, and they were like, yeah, he seems like he's, like, 5 years old, actually. But he is, like, 13. Maybe even on 14 now. So, I don't know. I'm just really, really, really scared of him dying because I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know how I'm going to live when I get that news. Like, that time I'm not going to be able to get air back into my lungs. Sorry, this is, like, so fucking r/I'm 14 and this is deep. But I feel like, I don't know. But then, you know Ben of the Week? Have you seen Ben of the Week? His dog just died. And I know how close he was with his dog. And he's alive. And he's fine. And that was, like, the first, like, real good example of it'll be okay that I've seen recently. So it's gonna be okay. It's fine. Hopefully. But he's healthy right now. So, hopefully he stays that way for a long, long time. What else is there to talk about? That wasn't a great stream of consciousness, but that's okay. Let's try another one. How about feminism? I'm a feminist. Did you know? Did you know? Were you aware? I'm a feminist. Hi. I have this fear that I don't actually find men unattractive. What if, maybe I've talked about this before, what if I'm actually just taking feminism too far? What if I'm like, men suck so fucking bad that I just am not attracted to them because of my feminism? Like, I am sure that's not the case. I'm sure I'm a lesbian. But at the same time, it's like, did I just take being a feminist too far? Hey, it's still on. Good. Am I actually just tripping balls? Like, what if I'm just playing the part a little bit too aggressively? And I really don't think that's the case. But maybe it is. I don't know. And I've done a lot of introspection on that type of shit, and that's definitely not the case. It's just an interesting thought, you know? And what else is there about feminism? Like, I had, like, this whole speech that I could give about feminism. Have you seen Adolescence? I love that show. I am not done with it yet. I think I just finished episode 3. Those episodes are so fucking long and it's taken me so long. And I just worked for the past 3 days straight. So I have not had any time to really watch it. But so far, it's really great. And that boy is so fucking misogynistic for 13 years old. And I'm like, holy shit, that's scary. Why are you that misogynistic already at 13? Like, he's screaming at this fucking lady, being like, you don't tell me what to do, like, pointing in her face. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god. He's scary. I don't like him. He's like, it's fucking proper embarrassing. You're scared of a 13-year-old. I'm like, oh my god, calm down, buddy. So, I don't know. What other topic did I just say I had to talk about? Senioritis! Oh my god, you guys, I just wrote an entire paper with AI. And I ended up doing more work doing it with AI than if I just did it myself. And it wasn't even supposed to be a big paper. It was just supposed to be like talking about one theme in Macbeth. And I asked ChatGPT to do it for me, and then I was like, well, obviously I'm not just going to submit that because she's going to fucking know, and it's 60 points, and it's like one of the first grades in the marking period. So I need to do good on it. And so, of course, I put it into like an AI detector, and I humanized it myself, and I tried to like make it sound more like I wrote it, and I changed so much. Like every other word I fucking changed, and I put it back in the AI detector, and it was like, this is AI. And I'm like, okay, fine, how the fuck do you know? And so then I brought it into a Google Doc, and I erased every sentence, wrote it in my own words, every single sentence of the whole essay. I did that for all of it. And then I put it back in it, and it still said it was 76% AI. And I'm like, that's not true, because now it's 100% me, actually. The ideas are all AI, but it was all me. And so then I'm like, I really fucking hope my teachers are not actually using this website to tell if we're using AI, because it's inaccurate. That's wrong. That's so wrong. So I'm a little scared. But I just don't really care. Like last year, I would never have actually used AI for an entire assignment. I am such a goody two-shoes in school. I do not get bad grades. I have straight A's, and I have all year, and I'm terrified of dropping under that. But other than that, I don't care anymore. I've been accepted to college. I am basically done with high school. This is my last quarter. I have 6 Mondays left, which is horrifying, can we just say. Oh my God, I am so scared to go to college. I know nothing about what I'm supposed to do for college. I have applied. I have been accepted to my local community college, and now I'm like, now what? I don't know how to enroll in classes. I don't know what major or even if it is a major, I don't know what classes I'm supposed to be in. I don't know. I'm trying to get an associate's degree by the end of my 2 years at community college. And I don't know what degree I'm supposed to be shooting for. I have no idea. I don't even know what the fuck my job is that I'm going for. I don't know. Like, I want to be an occupational therapist, but I don't even fully know what that is. And I don't fully know what I need to do to get there. And I don't know what degree is best for that. I have no idea. So I signed up for applied sciences, and I don't even remember how I wound up being signed up for applied sciences. I have no recollection of signing up, but I've just been thinking this whole time applied sciences is occupational therapy. Like, I don't know if it is. I have no idea if that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I haven't heard anything about like a director or whatever it is, an advisor. I've heard nothing about having an advisor. My brother looked it up for me and was like, I found your advisor. I found all this shit for you. Like what you're supposed to be doing, what you have to do to be an occupational therapist. And I'm like, thank you. But I cannot bring myself to sit down and actually try to think about it and work it all out. And in March already passed. In May, I'm going to orientation. I'm going to meet with someone, I don't know who, and we're going to enroll me in classes. But that's also so late to enroll in classes, and all the good ones are going to be gone, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm stressing so hard. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Why aren't we directed on this? This is like the biggest moment in our lives. This is like the most defining point in our lives where this basically determines our future, and they don't tell us what we're supposed to be doing. Like, I wish there was a class for this. In some schools, my cousin has this class where they like take you through step by step applying to college and what you're supposed to be doing to be going to college. We don't have that fucking class. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have no idea. I don't even know if I'm going to show up on the first day of college, if they're going to be like, you're not enrolled here. I don't know. I'm so scared. I just wish someone would tell me step by step. And people try to, but I don't understand it. And it doesn't stick in my brain. It's so much information and so many words that I don't understand and don't know what they mean. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Your words don't make sense to me. That doesn't help me. What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. So, watch me eyeball my life. I'll update you in a year how it went. I'm just literally walking in the dark, just guessing. I am quite literally guessing. I am just grabbing at straws and just hoping eventually I end up where I'm supposed to be. I don't know. I'm just envisioning that in a year, I'll have figured it all out miraculously. But I'm never actually going to sit down and try to figure it out. And I really need to. Oh my God. Sorry guys, I've been yapping for probably too long now, haven't I? this worked though. This has been good. This is, like, I've only did, like, one real storytelling. This has been good. Did you enjoy this? I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to title this, but we're really going to need to practice doing that, because that was good. That felt like journaling. That felt like what this podcast is supposed to be. That felt like my first episode, which I loved my first episode. That one was so good. Plus, I had fucking tea to talk about then, but I haven't had much tea since then. And it's also kind of hard to, like, dish out tea because so many people I know watch this podcast, and I'm like, what if I have tea on you? What the fuck if I have tea on you? I can't talk about it. So, I don't think I do have tea on anyone, but what if I did? That would suck. Anyway, I'm gonna go because this lady and her child are coming and they're about to see me. Okay, bye!